Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back to another Dawnless Days siege battle for you here today. And this siege battle, just before I actually pressed the play button to start recording, these guys started just saying, "Where's the general? Shouldn't we have seen him? Shouldn't he be here or something?" And it was just like, yeah, probably should be. Like, what if that was the case? Just kind of like, we're about to attack Dale here, guys. We've lost the general though. We don't know where he is. But luckily, if those Marines actually just look behind them, they would actually know that their general and their prince, Imrahil, is actually there waiting to go in himself and lead the charge. But yeah, we do have a 4v4 here on Dale. We don't see Dale, I feel like, in rotation of siege maps very, very often. So it's nice to have it back, you know, in rotation. Good to see players playing on it. It is quite I'd say quite a cramped map, certainly for a 4v4 as well, unless you're going to like do like the Battle of 5 Armies and fight outside as well. It is quite a crap map, I feel like, to fight on, and it gets very much into street fighting very, very quickly. And certainly if you're going to defend right at the top here like this, which I really hope the defenders are just kind of not set up everything, and they're just going to have like a pool of reinforcements to chuck down, because I do not want to be seeing like, yeah, 20 units standing here at the top of the final end, because it's just kind of like, what's the point? It doesn't look like they're going to defend this wall though. As you can see here, it looks like the attackers are going to be able to get this wall relatively easily. We've got a very interesting selection of alliances as well. We've got Rudar here landing. Oh my gosh, those poor guys just got speared by the archer tower there. That guy's getting up. His mate though is not getting up. That's a shame for Bill there. But yeah, we got some interesting alliances, because players, I was told, did a spin the wheel. So like a random wheel generator, decide what they were going to play, which I like. I like that people do that, because A, spices things up. Also, you don't just stick with like the factions that you're comfortable and, you know, maybe know best in and out. You know, maybe playing out of your sort of like, yeah, comfort area, which is always really good, and makes for some interesting battles. And you get some weird alliances as well. As we've got, yeah, Rudar here, we've got Mordor, and then we've got Dorwinion. They're all attacking over here. And then we've got the other army, which is Dol-Amroth, which we are aware of already. And then we've got Kharn on the defense, which should be an interesting one to see how they do. It's kind of, if I picked up Kharn, I might have been a little bit disappointed. But yeah, it looks like Kharn's mostly fighting on this front line there. And then we've got Orcs of the North. So we have War of the Mountains on. So Orcs of the North, that'll be a strong faction. See, with those halberds, it could be a real pain to get through. We do also have Last Breath on, because we have Rudar, and we have Dorwinion here, and we have Warriors of Ardor on, as well as submods. So yeah, Orcs of the North and Kharn. We also have,
siege equipment is lost.
What else do we have here? We have the Dwarves of Erebor Dane with a lot of shock infantry back here waiting. That's exciting. And then I think we have, yeah, Linden, which is the final faction here, when they got a Warriors of Ardor unit in the Flathrim Servicemen here. The officer there rallying the boys, getting them ready to go. And it looks like, I thought they were going to defend the outer wall over here, and I think this is a really easy wall to defend. You could have easily, I felt like, decimated the ranks of Dol-Amroth here quite easily. Dol-Amroth, I mean, what are they shooting right now?
Tower.
They're shooting... But they're shooting 2 Wardens. That's a good target to be fair to hit. But they are stacked with Iron Guards there, so they are going to take some beats and get through. We've got some Flathrim Servicemen there already as well. Iron Hail crossbows. They're shooting the Knights of Dol-Amroth. But yeah, that is the gate already captured for the attackers. And now they can start to just flood their troops in, and they can start to attack this defense. But already the 2 Wardens out of 75... less than 75 troops now. They're dropping quickly. What an interesting choice, I was going to say, by the Dwarves. Send forward there one, like they can only bring one of these 2 Wardens. It's capped at 1. And you're sending it forward first. It's kind of crazy. I mean, they have got other good pole arms, but I feel like this is like one of the best around. And I feel like a little bit early maybe to be committing pole arms to a choke point fight. Maybe we should be just sticking spears or swords into these choke points first. I'd have been having the servicemen of the Linden player in first, then like Iron Guards and the polearms later on. Leave the elites for last, to be honest. There's a lot of Kharn units that maybe could have been sent forward first instead. But there you go, good result for the attackers. They have used a lot of ammo there. I'd say, yeah, maybe like a third of their ammo, maybe a little bit more than a third on all these arch units here. Well, most of them have used about a third. But they did a lot of damage to, it looks like, to Haven Watchers and that polearm. That 2 Warden down to half strength is not going to have got a single kill, unless they've thrown their polearm over the wall and done some damage that way. But yeah, that's a good result there for the attackers, that's for sure. Creating Retainers here, they look like they're going to be going in first. Rudar definitely is the weakest of the attackers, I'd say. this situation. I wouldn't say he's got anything like really scary. His infantry's okay. If certainly he's more elite stuff, if he's got it knocking about. We've got more Uruks over here. You're gonna have a lot, yeah, shock infantry from Rudar, I'd say. Yeah, the Creothean Raiders, heavy shock infantry. I think they're more like a tier 3 at best, though. They got the Trev Duvedine Packmasters. They're a good archer unit and also can bring dogs. And I'd imagine they've got the Trev Duvedine swords as well, but I can't see them. But they're also pretty solid as well. But yeah, can't seem to see them. Mordor's got plenty of shock, it seems himself, and also some swords. He's also brought Servants to the Eye, of course, which he's going to dismount, and he's going to turn into infantry. And yeah, Creating Retainers already here losing. The Wainrider Spear Warriors are definitely one of the stronger units. Also Khan's Last Breath, which I kind of forget as well. I kind of forget which factions are also Last Breath and which ones aren't. But this is one of Khan's stronger units, for sure, is the Wainrider Spear Warrior. Find these retainers, they should have an easy time, they should hold it, and they're also side shooting the retainers, I believe. Creating Retainers, they could be in a little bit of, well, they're not going to be surviving this battle at all, that's for sure. They're in a bit more than trouble. The first guy's in, certainly not going to be seeing the end of this fight. Over here, Dorwinian looks like he's going to be doing the old tactic of setting up all of his Javi infantry, his Dorwinian infantry here. He's going to Javi his opponent, which is your Khan traders. I was going to say, most of Khan's units, like the sentries, can also Javi as well, so it could be a bit of a Javi off taking place there. Or another engagement already going in over here. So we have Raiders here, they're fighting more Creothean Retainers. Both sides certainly setting in their weaker factions first, they, get themselves blooded on them.
Their tower has fallen! Good news!
Archer fire coming in as well. I mean, probably need to, like, sort of... I guess actually the kind of Raiders there losing decisively. Yeah, you definitely need to shoot these Creating Retainers then. You have the better of the Khan to shoot and say. I was going to say, I'd save ammo. You've only got so much. I guess they do have supply barrels. Actually, they are not going to have these supply barrels. They're not in control of them. Mortar over here and also... Gorwinian with his Elven infantry here, they're taking out these supply barrels that they've got like littered around here, and it looks like they should, with these Servants of the Eye, go and capture this cap point as well and bring down the morale of the defenders. All really good plays there from the attackers. I don't know if they've got rid of a couple. It looks like they got rid of a couple of supply barrels that maybe the defenders could have accessed. I don't know if there might be one on that other wall over there. It looks like that is gone as well. So yeah, all supply barrels nullified. So yeah, defenders need to manage their ammo, and already their city's on fire as well. Dale does this a lot, so settlement damage could also affect the morale of the defenders here today. I don't even know how this happened. Just like maybe a raiding, it must have been like a raider unit. Maybe the retainers, the Rudar units maybe just activated this. I do not know. Where it started behind like Linden lines, and that's like, so it's odd, very odd, that's for sure. Yes, if you're enjoying all things Dawnless Days and want to see more Dawnless Days and Lord of the Rings content on the channel, and just generally want to support the channel, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and appreciate support. As I guess we work towards the next milestone of 13,000. We've already hit 12k. We've got to keep on pushing. See if we can get to 15 one day. We'll see. And if you've got any glorious replays that you want to send in yourself, then do send them into my Discord. The link is down below in the description. That's where today's replay is from. It's from my Discord pool of replays. We have quite a list of Dawnless Days replays to get through, actually, which kind of why. There's quite a lot of it coming out at the moment on the channel. You guys have been lapping it up. You've been loving it. So yeah, you guys have been loving it so much, it's going to keep being put out really, really regularly. Do not worry. Rudar's like, I don't know, their kit really looks like they could be like, I don't know, from the Germanic, Slavic part of like the late Roman world. They really do. They've also got like the scale armor of like some of the like what the Romans I guess would have had in that sort of period as well. They do look very, very cool. but they do look the most historically like accurate, and also just like the least fanciful, because they're just men in just like very typical armor, I guess. It's not like Gondor obviously are men in armor as well, for instance. It's a terrible analogy, but at least Gondor's armor looks, you know, like not exaggerated, that's not really the right, but like it doesn't look like something that you practically would have practical to like kit everyone out in a real world scenario. Like they're in full scale armor, like full armor. Like even like Dol Amroth here, for instance, you couldn't kit like loads and loads of like thousands of troops out like this, unless you're in a fantasy scenario. Obviously, the Pelasgian Marines, they're not going to be using their javies anymore. They should just charge in. The Noldorian spears be, I think, chomped up by Dol Amroth here. Dol Amroth, one of the most well-rounded factions, of some of the best swords in the game. Their shocks are relatively decent as well. They've got the javi swords as well, which is always useful. And they've got decent pikes as well, which just look like Macedonian phalangites, just pristine white Macedonian phalangites. They look very, very cool. That's for sure. But yeah, they are ready to go. And so yeah, they've got just about every sort of tool in the toolbox that they can use to get themselves out of any situation. And again, look at this, creating retainers. They are losing. I think Haven Watchers here, they actually know they're shooting a mortal bow rival, but they're nearly out of ammo. I don't know, and they don't seem like they're achieving a lot. It looks like they've shot some of these Noldorian spearmen a bit. Actually, this one might have been shot quite a bit, but yeah, they're holding nicely anyway as a defense. They don't need extra support down here at the moment. That is. And we've got a Orcish bodyguard going in already. Uruk bodyguard, yeah, going in from Mordor. So the quality of infantry going in has certainly got better. The gold armor here of the Linden Elves, well, not quite sparkling in the sunlight. They're actually hiding in the shade. They're like the Spartans. We're like, we'll fight in the shade. I'm going to get overheated in a battle. Not a good idea. But Dorwinian infantry over here, still doing their javi shenanigans. I have a feeling they're probably jabbing just as many creating retainers as they are Carnish raiders. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like, I think this is the same original raider. It looks like they managed to turn that fight around and beat the retainers there of Rudar. It looks like we're going to see the Javis of Dorwinian going in soon. I mean, the Javi are a really weak unit of axes here. I don't feel like that's... I mean, you might route the axe, I guess. Fair enough. You're not really achieving a lot by taking out a more effective unit. I feel like Javis, because it's like insta-kills, you want to use it on high-tier units. Like, even the Javis went beyond and they killed the next line of troops here, these sentries. Thin line of Carnish troops trying to hold on. Kharn very much out of its comfort zone. You don't really know your Dawnless Days factions that well. If you're new-ish to the mod Kharn and you don't know your Lord of the Rings lore, Kharn very much a horse faction. They are very much, yeah, just sort of like bow calves, cataphracts, a lot of that sort of stuff. They've got some okay infantry, like they are solid. They're not like the Huns or the Mongols in like 1212 and Vanilla Attila. They do have some infantry capabilities. They're not necessarily that great. And I would say they're better on the attack, because they have a lot of shock infantry options. Morgul Orcs here. Getting murdered. Looks like they, for some reason, they made an attack of it. Oh, and these are fiery warriors. I hadn't even realized it. The player hasn't realized it. They're just passively getting shots. A good unit to shoot. Even though it's a spear unit, it's an elven spear unit. And so they can actually be pretty good on the attacks. Yeah, that Varric bowmen just passively been shooting those spears. And yeah, that's a very good result there, taking them out. But yeah, looks like the Carnage layers are slowly getting stripped away. They're not even using the Javis here. The sentries, because they're in shield wall. Big mistake. If you want to use your Javis, don't stand in shield wall. Dorwinian infantry should cut through these guys. I mean, Dawnless infantry aren't that great. Oh yeah, they are absolutely using fire arrows on purpose. They're trying to burn the city down. It's not a bad tactic. What we are at now, 2%. It's going to take a lot of it. Dale is a huge city, so there's a lot of the city you've got to burn down to get those percentages up. Dawnless over here. We'll come back and have a look. They are making no ground here. Eldorian spears holding the line, and they've also got the shipwright nobles in here, and they are what are defeating the foot knights. I think if those if these shipwright nobles aren't in there, the foot knights win this fight. With the high elves, they'll happily cut down these Dawnless boys. And you know when a faction is like fully kitted out in gold, when they like unit in silver turns up, you know the guys in silver aren't to be messed with. They are good. Again, another sort of like faction that you just kind of like, how can you kit everyone out in golden armor? Very much a very like fantasy sort of like thing only you could do. What are these marksmen dueling with here? It looks like both sides are dueling. So again, we've got like archers from the defenders over here. We've got a mix. Khan's everywhere with his very bowman, and they're dying. They've been focused down. It looks like the Haven Watchers are going to be next on the chopping block. They're getting taken out. But yeah, Dawnless nearly out of ammo already. So that's good for the defenders. That means they can bring forward their pole arms on this side. Also, I forgot to acknowledge really, which was also huge for ammo. The defenders do have an Olog High here. They do have a troll unit that they can commit to the fight if they want to. I imagine that the attackers have trolls as well. Yeah, there are trolls from Mordor here as well. So we've got Olog High on both sides in this one, which is very, very exciting to see. It looks like the Ologs are going to get sent forward to help smash up Dol Amroth over here, which is not a bad idea. If they run out of ammo, they are going to be easy pickings for that, for those trolls there. Bar the pikes, which might do some damage to them. Not really a lot that can counter those trolls. But yeah, they're going to need some more troops in here. I mean, the elves are also sort of losing. Everyone's actually apparently losing in this fight. I mean, bar those spears. But yeah, everyone is losing actually now. Shipwright nobles are starting to take casualties. Kind of interesting. Maybe because Archer, I think maybe the Princess Marksmen are using some of their ammo over here. But yeah, that's kind of the lesson of war. No one comes out a winner. Everyone's a loser. Yeah, that's a combat that looks like it's going to be won by Dol Amroth if they send that Champions of Dor Anil in there. Doesn't seem like the defenders have much else to send in there at the moment. The Iron Guard obviously are not being touched at all. Kind of often is the story with them. They are just kind of really hard to break through, and it's like, do I really want to? Often why you bring like your Isenguards or something like that if you're going to try and break through them. Carnage Raiders over here finally look like they're going to break through. Creating Raiders coming forward, and also the Uruk Bodyguards are just still in there. They've broken through finally this Carnage line, and they're going to be rewarded by fighting Linden Elves, which is going to be equally pretty painful. So yeah, it's not getting any easier for those attackers, that's for sure. But they've broken through, which is good to see. This attack over here sort of failed. I don't think they're really attacking here. They're just trying to keep pressure on those choke points. Speaking of pressure on choke points, Dawnless is putting a lot of pressure with his jabbies on this choke point. A lot of pole arms are dropping already. They've lost a good 35 pole arms already. Still fighting here. These Carnage Sentries have held longer than I expected. Oh, they have got those really good swords. Trev, Duvidine, Reavers. Which kind of, for some reason, remind me of House Hightower. Sort of like armor. If you like played the Seven Kingdoms mod, which is the Game of Thrones mod for Attila. Hightower is in it, and their armor kind of looks like this. It's just like sort of really plain, sort of like typical looking like medieval armor, and they're in it like head to toe. With a bit more than these Reavers, but they look cool. They also kind of give Yom's Viking vibes to the Reavers. Yeah, they're cycling in and out trying to get those charge bonuses, I guess. So they take casualties. But to be honest, I think between these Reavers and these infantry, they should be able to deal with them. Looks like, again, archers over here getting really focused down. Yeah, Haven Watchers over here. Yeah, they're getting focused down a lot. I think it's the... either the Bow Rabble, it's not the Avari Wanderers, though it's good that they've got a lot of ammo left of the attackers, because, yeah, these Avari Wanderers, they're good. They're Elven units as well, and they're like some of the best rangers about. That's for sure, some of the best shooters, and they also are really good in melee. Oh, how's that happened? Building, I think this is the building collapsing has done this damage on these Noldorian spears here, and also pathfinding I think's had a bit of to play in this fight here, because Haven Watchers ended up going into melee with Uruk bodyguards, and they still have ammo. I surely think that's a mistake there from the Linden player. Yep, he's making up for his mistake. He's running back the other way, and now they have to engage spears here. But I think if you sort of like try and get an angle so we can actually see what's going on. Yeah, the Reavers here going in. Archers again. Oh no, they broke. They broke from trying to pull out of that combat. But I do think if they sort of just sit by streets and the building like burns out and collapses, it does kill a whole bunch of those troops. I was like, how do they kill all these guys? But I think it is just from doing that. I think
have been rallied.
That can happen. So this is one bonus for burning the place down. As you can see, those Noldorian spears, they're trying to run for their lives. I don't know why they bothered. They might as well just held where they were and just sort of fought there. Let's take a form square,
The men are
sort of somewhere in that
running for
street
their
and just be a
lives.
real pain. But yeah, the attackers are through, at least over here, so they're kind of encircling that spear unit, which is, I think, is why there's that archers also trying to make a dash for it, because they want to desperately get the ammo back to the top of this hill. And there is so much still at the top of this hill. A lot of shock as well being held on. But yeah, the defenders holding out here very nicely. I keep fighting out here if I was the defenders. You can't, I don't think, bunch up as much as they still have on top of that hill. Here are the trolls. They've been sent in. I think get a bit of infantry support in there, and you can mess up these shock infantry here. Champions of Dawn Hill. They may be champions, but who cares? The reason they're running is because of these jabbies. I don't blame them. Yeah, get the Olokai out of there. Sacrifice these tiny little elven units. Get those Ologs out of there. These are troll killers, the Pelargir Marines. It's like 5,000 troops to the defenders, which is insane. And they are like turtling up on that hill. And it's still good. Half an hour of this replay left to go. So I hope you guys have got some snacks and some drinks with you, because you're going to need them. That's for sure for this, what is absolute marathon of siege. Pelargir Marine here, out of ammo, pretty much useless, so they're not that great a sword unit, to be honest. Certainly at this stage of the game, when players are maybe using up their, already used their lower tier units, like the Karnish player, already kind of gone through most of his raiders and his sentries. The only other sort of thing those Marines would be able to fight. But yeah, with the trolls retreating, it looks like the defenders are going to withdraw as well here. It looks like, obviously, that choke point not really being able to be defended any longer. It looks like I imagine the Dwarves going to pull back to this choke point here. Try and defend sort of this street. They're going to get side-shotted. Actually, no, Dawnless has no ammo, so you can't get side-shotted. It's actually a win. There you go. It's actually not a bad move there from the defenders. But it is kind of just slowly but surely making their circle of influence even smaller. Yeah, still a few nasty choke point fights going on over here. Oh, Mortar or Bow Rabble accidentally going into melee. That's a mistake there. A lot of archers on this, actually on this front line here. The attackers, if they wanted to, I mean, I think that's the idea, is like, oh, can we bait these guys out? They are trying to focus down the halberds of Gundabad at point blank range. They have got 95 guys left. I think they are trying to just shoot with the Yard patrollers and also the Bow Rabble here, and they're just trying to focus those guys down. If they were to charge out, then the Dorwinian infantry can spring from this side street and just sort of, attack the Gundabad units. It's smart play there from the attackers. Same sort of situation over here. Really, they're going to have to bring up some sort of units to deal with the halberds, maybe Javies, if they've got any left, or archers. Yeah, and then there you go, they pull back the halberds. I think this is the better play. I'm not a big fan of like pre-setting up your choke points and where you're going to hold with your pikes, your polearms and your swords. Just kind of mentally remember where you're going to do it. I keep your halberds up on the top of the hill, much safer, or like in at your cap point, because then players don't maybe aren't able to see them, so then they don't shoot them. They're busy shooting other things. They can go, oh, you don't have halberds, that's fine. And then when you eventually bring the halberd down from their sort of hidey hole, of where they are. They have either run out of ammo or don't have enough left to take them out. But right now, because they've all set up their pole arms like early on, they know where they are. They know what needs to be done to get like rid of the halberds and to like get through certain choke points. Actually, this halberd is pretty banged up. I don't even think I realized that. How's that one so damaged? Is that because that building burnt out? It might be because that building burnt out. Because there's no real arches around. I mean, there are arches around it, but not like with good angles. I don't know, but that one's down to 83. Both the halberds are going to be pretty banged up. That's not a good sign. And yeah, I was going to say, not much attacking going on, but they actually have now started their assault over here. Croatian Raiders going in against the Flatham Servicemen. Oh my gosh. Camera behave. Yeah, the spears there losing. They're going to need reinforcements there. They're actually winning on this flank. And Trolls, I think we're going to go in again. They could go in again. There are Pelican Marines that are waiting. The Iron Guards will hold for ages. These are choke points you're not losing anytime soon. I say that, as this one over here, they are losing. So I have a feeling that might have something to do with the pikes. And yeah, the turret air sentinels there coming forward, ready to poke their way through. Pelican Marines also helping out. I guess, yeah, it must be the pikes. It doesn't seem like they're really giving many orders. Oh, there they go. There they go. And a storming in from the Knights of Dawnless as well. Yeah, this Iron Guard here, I mean, it'll hold probably till it gets down to like sub 20, maybe sub 10. So it's got a long way to go. But yeah, oh, it's getting side-shot as well, is it? No, it's not. It's not getting side-shot. Iron Hill Crossbows are side-shotting. I think they're trying to kill the pikes. Oh, and there you go, combat even. They'll hold, they'll hold. I do not doubt it. The other one actually starting to die now as well. I think that's the Shock getting in there doing a bit of a charge. So that's not good either. Some of the defenses are starting to get breached. Look at this. This is concerning. Yeah, the defenders bringing out a lot of troops. Hold this. We've got Berserkers, Carnage Berserkers in here. These are really good. They used to be like, I don't know if they still are, but they used to be OP. But their stats are insane, and they weren't capped. I don't know if they're now capped. I think they are. They are quite easy to counter because they have literally no armor. They are going in bare chest. So if you didn't have ammo, you're in a bit of trouble fighting these guys. I do remember, yeah, the age of those. It was like a year ago or something. They just used to be insane to use. And yeah, I think it's like all the raiding units here for Rudar. It's like just burning everything. There's no way they use all this ammo or burning buildings. It's just Rudar just burning stuff, just being a pain. And yeah, 10% of the settlement is on fire now, doing -1 to morale for the defenders, which could, it all adds up. It all adds up bit by bit. The Iron Guard holds. They've got support from the elves as well now. The Flatham Servicemen putting their spears to good service. Pikes doing a good job. They're just helping to push the line forward. I wouldn't say they're necessarily getting a lot of kills. They might be. They need some more infantry or something in here. You can send in the archers, to be honest, as an attack. It just, need a bit more mass. They are running out of infantry. Yeah, there's not a lot of knights or champions left. There's one relatively healthy one. They've got a few more champions to send in. They just got to, maybe at the same time, they don't want to burn their candle too brightly here to Dol Amroth. If they can't, keep sustaining attacks, they just need to, still be a threat and a presence. Maybe just hold troops back. A bit about Warlord losing here. Oh, it's a Violent Guards, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Wainwright spears in here as well. But yeah, if you can't, as a player, if you can't like necessarily, if you know you're losing your fight, you're not really making enough ground. Just become a threat. Let the other sides, like let these attacks over there, because there's 3 armies here. Let these guys do a bit more of the heavy lifting and attacking. You just have to pull back and just sort of sit and just wait. It's not like the defenders can pull their troops back easily. You've got to keep their troops positioned looking at you, because you've got troops there at a reasonable force yourself. And that inadvertently helps the other attackers as well. Creation Raiders, they're finally through that Thrathrim spear line, but there is still the Carnage Berserkers to deal with. Those bare-chested maniacs. They're massive swords. They're fighting other shock infantry down here as well. Well, yeah, Creation Raiders and also the Morgul. Not Morgul Orcs, what are they? I can't remember all these names these days. Morgul Raiders, of course. Oh, and then I was like, what is this unit doing? It's just the Linden Elite Shock and Sword Infantry. It's Ship by Noble. I'm really struggling with names here, apparently. It's not like this unit's been around for years on years. I really know what it is. Some of these berserkers getting isolated and cut down. I'd say certainly in full-on melee they're gonna do worse than the other shock infantry they're facing. They have no armor, so their health goes down quicker because it's got no sort of like armor stat to be damaged. Trolls going in over here as well now, so it's in the back end. I am liking that they're picking their fights where there is no sort of threat to the trolls' lives, and they're getting them out very quickly as well. They're good at extracting them. I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, these trolls, you know, make a big difference. But yeah, look at that. They are winning these fights decisively. They're going to rout a lot of these swords and the shock here. And the marksman will be easy to kill as well. So that's all really good. Dol Amroth, as you can see, as soon as the trolls go in anyway, the Pelican Marines dash over there to try and get rid of them. And the trolls, well, we'll see whether the trolls are going to get out of here. I would have thought by now that the player would be thinking about getting them out, because it does take a minute to sort of extract them. I think he is trying. They do get sort of like re-stuck into melee. Yeah, here we go. He's going to jab it in a minute. Oh no, he's sitting in the champions again. Here you go, the trolls. Crossbows are firing. It's good as well. That's a good way to sort of get rid of these Pelican Marines. There you go, looking at the trolls like, get out of it! Get out of it! Why were the crossbows going to go? I think that, again, that might be a pathfinding issue. But yeah, the Javi's going to try and fire. They might take a little minute to set up. We'll see. Going to send them right into the fight, try and get them jabbing. Does not want to use that ammo on anything other than the trolls, and he knows it. Pike's been sent over here as well, all good anti-trolls, but now he won't send the trolls in here. The Iron Guard can hold that for ages if they want to. The trolls get sent somewhere else, and they've got a little run around. And they're actually managed to turn this fight around with the Iron Guard in here. They've beaten the Pikes back, teared their Sentinels. I guess with no sort of proper infantry support, they're dying now. They managed to get in amongst the phalanx and poke these guys with their spears. Very, very nice. Oh, very nice kill there for the Marine. Putting an immortal elf, snuffing out his eternal life. Off to Valinor for him.
Broken and running for their lives.
It's pretty much, it's everything now for Dol Amroth. He's not really gone with what would be my advice of just sort of, keeping some stuff in reserve. It looks like he's going to fully spend himself, really. His champions are ready to go in. He's going to send one here in the center. His final foot knight yet to be committed, but it looks like the other champion might, it looked like he's going to get committed into that choke point there. Not to be the case. Looks like over on this side as well, the attack's starting to stall. Morgul Raiders are about to, you know, get killed off and wiped out. Violent Guard here, they are setting up, maybe getting ready. I mean, they're all just stood on top of their own archers. This can't be helping the situation. I don't know what they're shooting. I guess the Berserkers are worth shooting. I think you can kill them off, to be honest, without even having to use ammo on them. Well, we've got Dwarvish Shock Infantry as well. Okay, yeah, kill the Erebor Axe Guards with maybe with some archer ammo, that's for sure. Back over on this side here. We haven't really checked out Gundabad's side in a while. Orcs to the north, I should say. They know Gundabad. Gundabad Orcs. Oh, here comes the Carnage Berserkers as well. They've got plenty of them. They are losing that fight at the moment, are the defenders. Gundabad Warlords are not having a great time. Archer fire coming in to try, you know, snuff out those Creothan Raiders, doing some decent damage. They barely got any archer ammo left, barely got any archers left in the units. They are thin on the ground. It looks like, oh, and the trolls are over here now. Oh yeah, well, I mean, Dorwinian's really pushing over here. With Mordor, with the Stones to the Eye, taking in the trolls. And there's no Javies or anything like that over here, at least as far as we're aware. I think Dorwinian's moves up most of his Javies, if not all of his Javies. So the troll's quite safe. We've got pole arms as well here, and it's like, yeah, halberds of Gundabad. That's a pretty tough choke point actually to try and break through. No wonder like Dorwinian infantry are all losing. I mean, mostly mid-tier. The Vari warriors are going to be pretty tough to kill, but yeah, that's a good choke point there for the trolls to fight in actually in prolonged melee because, well, there's no archers, there's no Javies actually lying around at all, and it looks like I'd say that the defenders are going to win this choke point fight over here. They have so much arch ammo left as well on their Mountain Orc traversers of Gundabad.
Given up and are running for their lives.
Wainwright, Spear Warrior, is holding on as well. Like I said, a bit underrated. They're actually, like, I think by far and away the best infantry that Khan has available. That's what the original Variags looked like. They looked like this. And they changed them to what they are now, and yeah, so it looks like, and Last Breath used the old model for their Wainrider sort of type units.
The men have thrown down
recycling a model, which is fair, it's not a bad model to be fair, it's a cool model. Iron Hill crossbows over here, shooting at those champions of Dawnless. I feel like there's been a lot of this going on, a lot of players kind of being sleepy, just letting their units get shot for free. Certainly Shock Infantry, especially Dol Amroth of all people, who's low on troops, needs to be keeping an eye on sort of like where enemy archers are firing. It looks like that final sword's going to get committed over here to try and break through this fresh Iron Guard, which has literally not lost a man since those trolls were removed that we saw when the Pelican Marines came forward. They've yet to lose an Iron Guard. I mean, in fairness, they've just been fighting Prince's Marksman. Doubt they were going to lose a single man, but still very impressive nonetheless. Imrahil's running around the back lines, rallying the troops. Dwarves over here, their Iron Guard pretty much spent. The Shock Infantry's in here now, and like I said, I'm really glad that the attackers are not just sort of camping at the top of the hill. And Imrahil just rear charges his own troops. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Imrahil. All that's probably achieved is breaking up your own formation. It doesn't look like it's caused anything to happen to the defending troops. And yeah, I've seen his crossbow volleys going as well, which is going to do some damage to Imrahil and his bodyguard and his HP. The Armor just needs to be patient and just, you know, maybe not throw stuff in too willy-nilly. It looks like they are breaking through here. This is looking like a very promising choke point. Sure, nobles are holding this, still have 62 troops. But it's a little bit sure they're defeating a lot of other stuff last from the servicemen. They just routed because of archer ammo. Archer fire ammo. That's the reason they've routed. But yeah, other units are slowly starting to get burnt out there. Halberds, pretty banged up, still might go in. We've got elves, then Noldorian nobles as a general. Going as well, but they are running out of actual sort of like infantry. There's a couple of looks like Erebor axe guards still lying around, but yeah, not much really left to throw in for the defenders. And actually, as you can see, they've managed to break through over here. That's a huge win. They've broken through this choke point here, and then they looped around and managed to actually snuff out the Gundabad wards, and they're now onto the final sort of assault here. And the defenders, I was going to say, they need to maybe think about falling back over here. Very bowmen, they're winning their fights that they're in. But for how long? Mounted Servants of the Iron here as well. Oh, is he remounting them all? Yeah, it looks like he is. Looks like he's remounted all of his Servants of the Eye rather than having them as infantry again. It's interesting. I would have just left them as infantry at this point. The Verak bowmen are losing, but I don't really know why. They've got Orc bow rabble, so that we're going into melee for some dumb reason. But yeah, it looks like the Troll's going to get sent back over here to deal with Dol Amroth, because Dol Amroth, well, he's still got his jabbies. Still kept these Pelargonian Marines ready for any eventuality. They're using crossbow ammo to try and just launch their bolts into this big blob down here. Very messy down here. Haven Watchers falling back. And the elves are holding on with very weak and shipwright noble and Haven Watchers. And a lot of prayer. There's a long line of attackers trying to get in down here. Bari Wanderers, they are gonna, well, they've got a lot of ammo. They could also get sent in if they wanted to, all those archers. These Packmasters, if they actually release their dogs, it's very scary. And here's the attacking Olokai as well, so they've still yet to see that to go into action as well. 10 minutes left of this battle. It's 4,700 against 2,300. It's not out of the limits of possibility that they could do it. Also, they could just run the clock down and win it that way. Why is Khan's general again? There's a lot of this going on. Generals just charging the back of their own troops. Not really an easy battlefield to use cavalry on. Oh, that's very good though. Trolls over here going in, and they're finally going to accept they're going to get jabbed here by Pelargonian Marines. I don't even think they lost a single troll to any jabby volleys yet. They might on this one, but it's whether they're getting friendly fire their own champions of Dawnless. Jabby, boys, you need to jabby. Those trolls are smacking up your shock infantry. I mean, they could if they wanted to, and trolls absolutely are in their right to do it. They could pull through and just go for the Marines. And it's probably the best move they could do is just silence those guys. They might do some damage to themselves by pulling through the shock infantry, but they're allowed to do it. The trolls and chariots, elephants and mummocks, all allowed to do it. Seems like the jabbies are... Oh no, they are dropping them. They killed one. Like I said, they are... Probably the easiest way to kill a troll is just to jabby it. Crossbow ammo probably second after that. And they killed one. And it's not changed the sort of situations going on in front of them. They'll smack up these shock infantry. They'll then smack up these swords. I think this has been a really well-used Olokai, to be honest. On the defense as well. Very rare to see that sort of thing happen, have a troll on defense. Usually you don't have the cash. An Iron Guard's been transferred across to this choke point over here to hold. Trying to hold back this mass of attackers. Servants of the Eye again getting dismounted. He's sent into melee. Yeah, the servants there. Actually, I think that's what's probably making the difference. The Iron Guard are losing decisively. I have a feeling that's probably to do with those Servants of the Eye to an extent. And this is looking like a bit of a breakthrough now. This is starting to all go wrong. I think those elves have been overwhelmed. The Iron Guard are in here as well. So yeah, the dwarves are going to pull stuff back. I'm going to send the crossbows in. They are losing immediately after going into melee. It's not looking good, that is for sure. This is going to be the make and break, this attack and this defense. If they lose here, the attackers, I think that's it for them. If the defenders lose here, well, they're all going to die. They'll all have their heads on the chopping block. I got crossbows. They've done everything they can with their crossbows, but now I'm going to use their short swords and then fight literal Numenorians. Dark Numenorians. Not asking a lot. We've got the wolves in there as well. Now the Packmasters have released their wolves. See them just being a pain down here attacking archers. Attacking the Mountain Orc traverses, which is a really good idea. It's a very good use of them. They're actually doing a lot of damage as well to these units. I don't know if they do like affect morale at all to the dogs, but they might do. And this is looking like a very nasty choke point as well. I mean, they're pretty much through. Oh, the trolls have died. The trolls are all dead. They lost literally every single one of their attacking Olokai. I'm going to guess to missile fire. I think the crossbows here have done most of the work in the Mountain Orc traverses. Almost certainly have helped shoot those trolls. And then also there's the pole arms as well, Noldorian nobles. That's huge though. Attacking trolls dead. If anyone's alive, they've actually just won their fight there against the Marines. They're actually going to defeat Dol Amroth by the looks of it, is this player over here. I would say if the trolls go into this melee, he wins that fight. And that's one army knocked off the battlefield. I don't know how this has happened in the Wayne Riders. The Carnage General's got himself in this situation. Has he pulled through? Was he just got outflanked? I do not know. He's flying Imrahil and his bodyguard down here, and he's just being encircled by pikes. Like, how the trolls are, like, how do the pikes get into this side? I do not know. I think they wrapped around and they've attacked into the back. They've won this choke point fight over here and then moved down the street. That's how they've encircled these guys. Wayne Rider General absolutely has just pulled out there, I think. He's just pulled through, potentially. Oh no, Imrahil's gone. Imrahil's routed. So actually I think that might be how he's got out of there. So he's lucky there at least. Terrathir, Sentinels, just about everything else there. Mikey just messed up by the trolls. So there you go, yeah, Allied General gone, that's Imrahil gone. So yeah, that is Dol Amroth pretty much out of the game. That's huge. But this is looking also really bad. Openings are starting to appear. Got the Nazgul in here for the Orcs of the North. I wonder how much the burning buildings have to do with it. It's only still 1% actually. The Nazgul there on the front lines. There you go, yeah, Treb Duvadine and Morgul Orc still pressing on. And yeah, that's actually Dol Amroth out. They got defeated fully. Their Olokai helped mop them up. And there you go. Generals died though. That's not so great. I think that's the Wayne Rider over here. He's just gone in and he's got himself killed. Been pulling out of this fight against Mordor Orcs here. Mordor Orcs, which aren't part of the Mordor roster. And here come the trolls like, alright, that's it, we're going to beat up these orcs. And the orcs like, no, we're on the same side. Like, no, we're not.
Men flee the field of battle.
Imagine if you let these orcs, you're like, oh, thank God, we're going to get saved. The cavalry's not going to trample us. Our Olokai have arrived. And you're like, oh, they're not ours. They got different markings and some of the other, like I said, the other Olokai dead over here. This is not looking good. Come back over here, it just seems to get worse. Every encounter of the Noldorian noble general on the front line here, they're just slowly burning through troops. I think missiles obviously they're having a massive effect on this flank here. Dane's going in. The pole arms also, yeah, just poking away. But yeah, it looks like we've still got a lot of missiles here for Rudar. They're just not usable, their ammo. And also Mordor also has archers here with ammo. Just shooting everything in here. This, I think, is going to be the break point. It's going to be here, not the other side. Maybe because there's more generals in this sort of fight, in this sort of... And they're going to, like, if they die, then the game's over. But if they still stay alive, there's hope. There's always hope. Yeah, the other choke point looks like it's holding quite nicely. Yeah, with the Noldorian noble general about to die here, Dane won't be far behind, I wouldn't have thought. They are, yeah, in some real danger here. Looks like over here, did they kill off all the I guess they might have killed off all the Iron Guard as well at some point. Slowly but surely, the defenders are being isolated and killed off. The trolls are still fighting over here. They're down to 5 out there. They're exhausted, which is probably also not helping their fighting capability. A lot of generals are just getting shot by the looks of it as well. Nazgul is cycling in and out. He's getting shot. There you go, Noldorian nobles. They've routed. General and the Nazgul has been charging into the polearms here of like the guards of the teeth. So that's why they're winning decisively. They're just eating up those this cavalry. Dane's going to have to go back in, and these Mount Orc traverses are going to have to go back in as well, just to try and hold that choke point just a little bit longer. Preserve the idea that Dale might hold here today. How many troops do the attackers have left? It's like 3,000. It's not the closest siege we've seen. It's a fun one nonetheless. I think a few mistakes have been made by the defenders. But they played a pretty decent game. I mean, they killed off Dolamroth. I think they could have done it easier if they just held the walls. I think it's a really easy spot to hold. But it's certainly, I think, as well as the map, so it doesn't really allow like the attacks to easily use their ammo at certain points, and they just have so much ammo left at the end of this game. It seemed like, yeah, they had an endless amount of archers. Also, the city burning down, can't help, I can't imagine. But it's not massive, it's just one morale. But once you lost the general, it's even worse. And there you go, a mass shot taking place there. The dwarves are going to break, the 2-1s there, failed to break through, and the mandatory claimers die as well. And that should be a GG, because I think we're going to see a mass shot here in a minute. Those trolls look like they're out of route. There's 2 of them left. They got silver chevrons, they're shattered. You never see trolls ever do that unless it's army losses. And in a moment, yeah, we're about to see the Mountain Orc traverses route, and that is going to be a GG for the attacks. We've got a Pyrrhic victory there for Dorwinion, so we'll end the replay and have a quick look at the end results. So yeah, this was sent in by Ianilo, at least it's from his perspective anyway. So yeah, well done to him, and also and well done to all of his teammates as well, to Zim, Virach, and Toast. And well done to Bread, the you know, the sworn enemy of Toast, of course. Tim Cheese, Ark, and 1234, all playing as the defenders. Did a very good job as well, I feel like, and, you know, held to the very end. I mean, Lyndon had literally nobody left alive. Neither did the dwarves, which is insane. But yes, we'll have a quick look at some of the kills. We'll start with Ianilo's Dorwinian army. 195 kills with one of the Dorwinian infantry there. 214 with another one of those Javies serving them well. Violent Guards getting 109, 215 kills. The Elves getting 85 kills. And then the Ivari Wanderers, 175, 192 kills. Then you have Tazim playing as Mordor. 162 kills with the bodyguards here. Then we've got the Morgul Raiders getting 109 kills, 149 with the Mordor Uruk-hai. Guards of Teak with 102 kills, Bow Rabble 104, and then the Sons of the Eye obviously getting the most kills, 238 kills and 183. Some of them kills there from dismounting and going into melee. And those Trolls only getting 46 kills. It's a big sad waste of those. But there you go. We have Virach, who got defeated by the defenders. The only one you could argue that was defeated, really, his army took a beating, but he was bold to fight on his own, and I respect it. That's for sure. But 123 kills with Imrahil there is not too bad. Then we've got the Champions of Dawnless here, 124 kills. His Foot Knights actually really struggle. I mean, they were also fighting elves and dwarves, so not going to have huge kills, but yeah, still 78, 57, the best, not great. Tyrith Air Sentinels, 76 kills. And then the missiles here, there's Archers, 145 kills, 144. Then you have Toast playing as Rudolph, probably the healthiest army left, looking at the amount of Raiders he still has alive to play with. But his Trev Duverdine Reavers here, 156 kills. His Raiders here, 126 kills. Archers, 196 kills, 150, 139, 113 kills. Then we have Bread playing as the Orcs of the North. His Gundabad Warlords, 176 kills, 123. Halberds, at least one of them got 126 kills. The other got 10, which is sad to see because they are really, really good, those Halberds. Mountain Orc Traverse 138 kills, 150. 164. He only brought 3 missiles, realized he was out-missiled whoever he was facing most of the siege. But his Trolls did insane and was definitely worth the money. 465 kills, really well used, these Trolls. Just never get themselves in any situation where they didn't need to be in or any danger, really. Just getting easy combats for them. Tim Cheese playing as Khan, getting 123 kills with his Wainwright Noble General. His swords, kind of getting a little messed up, but his shock infantry did a bit better. The Berserkers, 198 kills, 100 kills with the Variag Warriors there. And then we got the Carnage Raiders, 148 kills. The Wainwright Spear Warriors doing the best, though, getting 214 kills, at least for his infantry, because his archers did even better. 224 kills for those Variag Bowmen, and another getting 181 kills. And then we have Ark playing as Erebor, 102 kills with the Dane Ironfoot there. Manchclaim is doing 42 kills, it's sad to see. Erebor Axe Guards, 164 kills, 137. We have the Iron Guards, 219, 263 kills, pretty standard for them. Tomb Wardens actually turned it around, getting 107 kills for a half-strength Tomb Wardens, not bad at all. Then Crossbows getting 185 kills, 179. Again, also only bringing 3 missiles. Again, kind of underselling himself. I don't know if that was no, it certainly wasn't a standard rule, just that what they chose to do. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, playing as the Elves of Linden. His Shipwright Nobles did very well. 347 kills, 235, 152 kills. Then we have the Thalathrim Servicemen, 128 kills, and then the Noldorian Spears, 124 kills. And the Archers getting 188 is the best of those 4 units there. But there you go, guys. That is today's Dawnless Days Siege Battle. If you did enjoy and want to see more Lord of the Rings action, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and I'll see you, folks, in the next one. Bye for now.